All right, welcome to the third video, second review of the evening. Up this time is Cryptical Path, the first rogue builder, so it claims. I don't know about that. Anyway, sick of other roguelikes where random generation feels like a joke? If I'm answering truthfully, I'm kind of just sick of the whole roguelite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to Cryptical Path, where the tables are turned. Forget the capricious whims of procedural dungeons. Here, you are the master architect. Cryptical Path is just not another roguelite. It allows you to build the rooms you want and manipulate the dungeon you are in. It is the first roguelike builder where you can express your creativity through thousands of possibilities, forge your path through meticulously chosen rooms, sculpting an adventure that reflects your distinctive style and strategy. Okay, so this game was assigned to the Galax for review, so over to him for the details.
I think the blurb overstates the amount of control you have over this.
All right.
So it is a side-scrolling action platformer type roguelite game
Mm-hmm.
where after the short tutorial run, you are in a run-based thing where you proceed through procedurally generated asterisk rooms full of enemies, finding treasures to increase your abilities and stuff that and then building up a resource that you can use between runs to improve your abilities and make new things available in between things. So in this one, yeah, you play as a guy who previously was the architect of this hexarium dimensional prison thing. Excuse me, hexium. My brain had it as hexarium. You by default have a double jump, a icosahedron slash D20 that you fight with that does a 3-hit combo. I said you have a double jump. You have a spell, and you have a dash slash dodge roll type thing. So yeah, the unique thing about this is that instead of being entirely procedurally generated, since this is previously your dungeon before some guy who looks a lot like you took it over, and now he has some control over it and you have some control over it. So you have the ability to, on the grid of the dungeon, which has some rooms built in on it, you also have the ability to expend a resource you gain from clearing rooms. And you can also buy it in shops and stuff. You can use that resource to add rooms to the map, to connect existing rooms or other things. The rooms basically come in. There are only like 1 square rooms and then like 2 square rooms long and wide, so far as I can tell. But in addition to the single rooms or the enemy rooms, there are also like shop rooms, treasure rooms, bomb rooms, which I frankly never got the hang of. But you can place those rooms and then use some of your in-game money to buy a bomb that can blow up adjacent rooms on the map or rocks. Because there are rocks that prevent you from placing rooms in certain places. And that is the sort of main deal, is that you get to choose which rooms you place that are hostile and which rooms you place that are helpful, though the helpful rooms generally cost more and you don't get control for clearing them, which limits the amount of rooms you can place. You can place more rooms than you have control, but when you do, you get a curse that you're affected by for the rest of the run, which can be anything from slowing your attack speed to you can't see how much health enemies have, to what was that other one? Anyway, they vary in severity significantly. And it's kind of random. You get one when you go to -4. You get one when you go, or you get one as soon as you go negative. You get another one if you go to -4, and then I think it's like another one if you go to -10. And even if you even if you gain more control and go positive again, the curses you've inflicted on yourself don't go away. As far as the actual rooms that you place, you don't have much granular control over what is in those rooms, aside, like, in terms of monsters and terrain and traps and stuff. Every room has possible exits in 4 directions from each tile of it. So 2x1 and 1x2 rooms have 6 possible exits. But only the ones that have actual rooms are active. So yeah, that's the main thing. A lot of the other rooms have things that involve the healing room has an interesting interaction with the fact that you get to place stuff in that. Instead of just being a room that lets you heal everything for free, it is a room where at the center of the room there are 4 healing units. They start out as half hearts. You can use the meta upgrades to upgrade it to first one of them being a full heart, and I believe you can get more to make more of them be full hearts. But only the ones that are connected to active rooms are active. So if you go into... So yeah, so this one, like Petty just went into one, it's connected to 2 rooms, so 2 of the 4 are active, so you get 2 half hearts back. There are also, you on the meta reward thing, there are things that have, like one of the earliest ones is you get it so that if you can place it so that, if you can place rooms so that it forms a perfect, an empty space that has rooms north, south, east, and west of it, but not diagonal to it, it'll automatically place a healing room in there, and that healing room will be like full power because it's surrounded by 4. There's another one that'll place treasure rooms if you form an X significantly later on. So yeah, the meta progression things, there are a lot of them are kind of boring, like the stuff you can buy in shops is better, or the treasures you can find are better. But the stuff that you but there are some really interesting upgrades in there that interact with the building mechanic. There are also, it looks like at this point there are 3 biomes. I have never gotten to the second one. I beat the boss of the first one, but you can't get past that on the first run. When you beat the first boss, all the difficulty increases by a notch. And I haven't been able to clear it on the second difficulty, which you need to do to get to the second zone. And then, based on the number of spaces in the in-game bestiary, there's room for 3 biomes. Which seems like a little bit short, but there's still plenty of stuff you can do differently to get replay value. This game does also allow you, it occurs to me to mention this, significant directional attacks. You can do a down attack in the air to slam into the ground. You can do an up attack on the ground to kind of do an uppercut dealy. You have mid-air attacks that let you hover, which is good because a lot of the enemies have pretty aggressive attack patterns, and managing that is good. Also, I believe the tutorial boss was different in this, but generally, when you see a boss on the map, you can pass through that room freely. You have to activate in the middle of the room to enter the boss fight, which is good. And yeah, a lot of you could get all kinds of items for upgrades in treasure rooms that or by buying them in shops. Like, they can make your attacks longer range, they can make you attack on both sides of you at once, they can make your spell ability more powerful in various ways, and each shop has the option to, for a fairly significant amount of money, unlock the ability to get a new power up on later runs. I don't think it gives it to you immediately. I rarely had the money for that. And there are also potion rooms that give you a buff for the next few rooms you enter or clear or something. They're nice because, like, some of them are like when you enter the room you heal a heart, or your attack power is higher for the next thing. But yeah, that's about how it goes. So yeah, the characters there aren't a lot of them, but they're at least vaguely charming. Mainly it's just your guy, the bad guy, and then the headless butler, who either has multiple different names that he uses for different roles, or they're actually different people that look the same, or he's trading out identical heads or something. But yeah, the writing there is pretty decent. And I enjoyed the music so far, although again, I've only seen one biome's worth. For my criticisms, mainly it's just there don't seem to be that many. I hope that the later biomes introduce more enemies or something, because there don't seem to be that many that are in the bestiary so far. And while the rooms, there are a decent number of different rooms, it's not so many that you won't start noticing things that are reappearing over and over again. Which is fine. But it would probably be a little bit more interesting of an experience if there was a little bit more variety on the individual things. Do you guys have any questions or comments?
I think I'm good.
Not really. No, I'm good.
What's the price?
$14.99.
That's probably fine. I have been enjoying this game quite a bit, actually. Even it's not perfect, and it could possibly be expanded somewhat and benefit from that. Although again, I have not gotten to as far as the game goes already, so I don't know. Maybe there's more than it feels like there is already. That's kind of the main thing. I do also kind of wish. Oh, there are also challenge runs you can do. I spent a bit of time messing around with the challenge runs. Specifically, the one I was trying to accomplish is one that you don't have your main weapon, but your spell has no cooldown, which basically turns it into a ranged attack, but into a ranged attack in game. But there are a few interesting tidbits of things you can't do. Like in a lot of stages, there will be like a random bomb that you can whack towards an enemy, and then it explodes and does a lot of damage. You can't really do that with your spell. So yeah, that's overall, I enjoyed this game actually quite a bit, and I would probably recommend it. If you like this kind of thing, just keep in mind it does have some limitations, and it would be nice if they could expand it a bit. I think that's about all I've got to say.
I mean, maybe a sequel will allow them to do the expandability that you crave. Because, you know. Anyway, so with that in mind, I think that'll about do it for Cryptical Path here. Be sure to tune in after the break as we review Bee Simulator.